If you are a commuter, here's something you probably don't want to hear, but you know it's true. A global traffic scorecard by INRIX has found Chicago drivers spent the equivalent of more than 4 days stuck in commuter traffic this year, and that is more than drivers in any other major U.S. city. So what makes our city so special, you ask? Well, joining us to discuss the reality of this nightmare is Joe Schwieterman with DePaul University and expert in transportation and urban planning. Good morning to you, Joe. I, of course, jest when I say what makes our city so special, but why are we first? What's wrong with our current transportation system in general?
Well, the one we fared bad in these studies for really many, many years is our expressway design is really pretty suboptimal. You know, things funnel downtown. We never built the crosstown expressway. And everybody realizes the Eisenhower 290 was just too little laneage on that road. And so that's always been one of our Achilles heel for travel.
Oh, it certainly has. I
Yeah,
want
it
us to take
certainly
a
has.
look at some of the things that this study found. Let's kind of walk through them. Now, one of the things it found is when the size of the city is factored in, Chicago's traffic puts it second in the nation for the impact the congestion has on the region. What exactly does that mean?
You know, we've seen the pandemic has changed behavior pretty dramatically, and in some places it's changed behavior worse than the others. And I think that's where the study is pretty discouraging that our travel increased the effects of the pandemic, even though it's less than pre-pandemic. The congestion impacts of traffic seem to be getting greater.
That's so
And
ironic.
yeah, we know one of the factors is car ownership is up, and that's playing into this.
Ah, okay, that's an interesting point. Okay, here's another interesting statistic from the study. It found traffic has remained well below pre-pandemic levels, as you said, but the congestion still coming with the cost of, and I love that they figured this out, $1,622 in time wasted for the average Chicago driver, and that's $5.8 billion for the city, and the study is blaming it on the morning commute coming back. So let's talk about that.
Morning commute for us, surprisingly, this is different than it was a year ago, where the morning commute was really quiet. And now we have kind of two effects. We have when people go into the office, we're seeing they all want to do the morning commute, get there early. Often they leave early, come home early. But you throw onto that a lot of people doing morning driving for non-work trips, and that is up as well. When people have more spending power now, they're hopping in the car for more trips. And we saw this during Thanksgiving, where the morning before Thanksgiving was just a gridlock.
Yeah, okay, it also names the two spots for delays in the area, and here they are, I-55 between the exits for I-90 and Cicero Avenue. This is around 4 p.m. and then I-290 east to Harlem in the afternoon. So why are these areas particularly so bad?
It really is a perpetual problem for our city. And as mentioned, 290 East, there's plans someday by our regional planning agency to do congestion pricing on that road because it's just intolerable for people who have to do reverse commutes in the morning, go out to, say, Oak Brook for the job. And we know that there's some designs we fixed with the Jane Addams interchange that made things a little bit better. But it's a strange road because there's exit ramps on the right side out at Oak Park, and that creates some traffic confusion. Eisenhower's a tough one.
Yeah, it truly is. Okay, so what's the solution to all of this? We know that money is being put into infrastructure and to build back a better America. We're hearing all about this. The governor is going to announce a new roadway today. What's the solution for our area, the Chicagoland area?
Yeah, that's right. And I think the good news here is that we have some, like our tollway system has been expanding and modernizing. That's flowing much better than the interstates, free interstates. We also know rebuilding roads, even if you don't add lanes, tends to make them function better because you nudge exit ramps, you work on design features where the bottlenecks occur, and the infrastructure package is going to allow that. There'll be some pain when we rebuild.
Yeah,
don't get me
as
wrong,
always.
but the prize will be pretty good.
Yeah, the construction's always a killer. Finally, we're out of time. Any advice for frustrated commuters? Do you have any secrets, any tidbits you want to share?
You know, I think one tip that I always have is we know that traffic tends to be greatest. We're returning to that rush hour phenomenon. So we had a break from bad rush hour, and now rush hour seems to be bad again. Not just because of commuters, but because people who work at home tend to go out after they work. And so avoiding those periods. And also, you'll find that the grid in Chicago off the expressways are often moving pretty good. So think of those alternative routes.
Okay. Unfortunately, I feel like rush hour now starts earlier than ever and ends later than ever. But Joe Schwieterman with DePaul University, always love your expert advice. Thanks for joining me this morning.